and out. Breathe in and out. And then straighten your knees, your legs, and look forward. Step or hop forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands to your shins. Pull your belly button in. Bring your shoulder blades together. Forward fold. Inhale all the way up to extended mountain, hands to the air, micro back bend. And forward. Halfway lift. Belly button in, shoulder blades together. Lift your 10 toes. Spread them. Fold forward. Chaturanga or plank. Low plank. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Breathe in and then out. Breathe in and bring your knees to a hover. Activate those hands, push down on your mat. You're going to ball of your feet. Bring your right elbow down and then your left. You're still hovering your knees. And then straighten your left arm and then your right. Straighten your legs. Downward facing dog. Bend your knees, look forward, step or hop forward. Halfway lift, hands to shin, shoulder blades together. Bring your belly button in and fold forward. Inhale all the way up to extended mountain. Stretch out, micro back bend, look back. And fold forward. Halfway lift. Forward fold, chaturanga. Plank, low plank. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale, bring your knees down to a hover. Bring your right elbow down and then your left. Knees are still hovering. And breathe. Look forward. Bring your belly button in. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Lift your right and then your left arm. Straighten your legs. Downward facing dog. Bend your knees, look forward, step hop forward. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Rise up into your chair. Now sit on your heels. Bring your knees over your ankles. Lift your 10 toes and spread them. Try to bring your inner ankles back. Bring your shoulder blades together. And look forward. So be present. So why do we get bored? Well, when we're babies, everything is new. When something is new cushion, new picture, new whatever, new couch, and then we register that. And after we've seen it 15 times, like seeing a video or film 15 times, the same video, same movie, we get bored because it's repeating the same thing over and over again. And fold forward. Halfway lift. Hands to the mat. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Right foot forward for warrior one on the right hand side. Left foot's at 45 degrees, hands to the ceiling. Can you look up? Can you look back here? What we don't realize is that we aren't seeing the couch or the picture or the apple or the person that's in front of us. We're seeing a memory of it, what we remember from it. We're living in the past. And therefore, we get bored because we've already seen it. And we're not seeing it for the first time. Have you ever read a book second time and you read it for the first time the second time? It's because you're not the same person that you were when you first read it. Hands to the mat. Right foot back for plank, low plank, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Warrior one, left hand side, left foot, left hand. Right foot's at 45, activate that right quad, hands to the ceiling, look up and back. And we believe that the way to get out of boredom is to do new things. Sure. Or you can see something right in front of you, like right now, that you've never seen before for the first time. Look at it from a different perspective. You can see the person in front of you without the stories you're telling yourself, without the judgment of that person. You see that person for the very first time. Not because it has changed, but because you have changed. You are now seeing with a different eye. And now to discover something new about that apple, about that glass of wine, about that new couch, the way it sits, hands to the mat, right, left foot back for plank, low plank, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Very good. Deep breath in and sigh out. Breathe in and sigh out. Bring your knees to a hover. Bring your right elbow down and then the left. So the key to boredom is not to take a cruise, not that we can anymore, or to travel, not that we can anymore, but it's to actually see what's right in front of you, what's really present right now. Like what's new for you right now in this moment? Are you starting to shake? Are you feeling that in your quads? Maybe your shoulder blades? Where's that feeling? Downward facing dog. What's new now? Being present right now. Bend your knees, look forward, step or hop forward. Halfway lift, hands to shins. Forward fold and rise up into chair. And sit in your chair, lift your 10 toes, spread them. Go almost on your heels, bring your shoulder blades together and sit in your chair. So what's new here? You've done this chair before, probably 1,000 times. I know I have, but every time it's new. There's new muscle, maybe it's like in the lower back, maybe it's your shoulder. Breathe in and exhale. Breathe in and exhale down. Breathe in and fold forward. Hands to your shins. Fold forward, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Warrior one, right hand side, right foot, right hand. Lift up to the ceiling. Deep breath. Expand your warrior one, shoulder blades together. What's different? What's here? You've done this pose 1,000 times. I've learned this from people like my friend Alan Stein, who studied Kobe Bryant and why he would practice the same drills every day. So you can go deep inside one thing, like your warrior one, and just be the best at observing what's going on. The practice of being present comes in the wax on and wax off. You remember that film? Maybe you're not old enough. Karate Kid. Wax on, wax off, hands to the mat. Right foot back for plank, low plank, upward facing dog, Downward facing dog. Warrior one, left hand side, left foot, left hand. Right foot's at 45. Lift your arms up. Shoulder blades together. Very good. You're going to hook your thumbs here and then pull on your thumbs. That's different. All right, maybe your shoulder blades are like a little tighter in the back. Maybe your belly button is in. Very good. Breathe in. And Katie and everybody else, go down a little deeper into that warrior one and look up. Very good. Thank you. Yeah, you're bored because we get bored because we're not aware. Our consciousness is trapped into our thinking mind. When we start to think, we lose feelings. Have you ever thought that? We get emotional, but we lose feelings. Hands to the mat or plank, low plank, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Breathe in and sigh it out. Breathe in, bring your knees to a hover. Bring your right elbow down and then your left. Knees are still hovering. Just breathe here. And when we're trapped in our memories of the things that we're so used to seeing, life passes us by. Have you noticed how slow these weeks has gone by, but how fast it went by? It's because we're trapped in our minds. Land downward facing dog. We're trapped in our memories and we can't get out. Yeah. Everybody dies. Not everybody lives. Bend your knees, look forward, step or hop forward, halfway lift. Hands to shin, fold forward, rise up into chair. Sit in your chair, lift your 10 toes, spread them, shoulder blades together, and fold forward. Halfway lift, hand to shins, and fold forward, chaturanga. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Warrior one, right hand side. Lift up your arms. Deep breath in, hands to the mat. Chaturanga, plank, low plank, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Warrior one, left hand side. Hands to the ceiling. Very good. You guys are great. Hands to the mat for chaturanga. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Breathe in and out. Bend your knees, bring them to a hover. Right elbow down, then the left. Are you here? Yeah, so consider that the only way to be here is to lose your mind, lose your stories, your thinking. Why are you here? And downward facing dog, to lose your mind. Right foot to the sky. Way up. Bend your right knee, put that to the sky. Look underneath your left armpit. Can you see your toes, your right toes? Then flip your dog. Look up, push your hips up. Can you smile? Can you see something different here? Maybe something on the wall or that you've never seen before because it's upside down. It's different, right? Can you see something different? Observe it. Push your hips up. Up. Deep breath in and push your hips up. Deep breath in, lift your 10 toes and come back to plank. Very good. Side plank on the right-hand side. Bring your right hand to the middle of the mat. You can drop your knee here and lift your left hand to the sky, or you can straighten your leg. Wherever you are, lift your left leg. Can you look up? Can you bring your left hand a little back? Become unstable just a bit. Practice fluidity. Be present. Can you lift that leg up a little higher? A little higher? More higher? Is that the highest you can go? Go higher. And plank. Low plank. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Left leg to the sky. Push it up, way up. And bend your knee. Bring that up to the sky. Look underneath your right armpit. Can you see your toes? And flip your dog. What do you see here? What do you observe in front of you that you've never seen before? That you've seen 1,000 times, but now it's different. You pay attention to the small details, the imperfections, the beauty of the imperfections that's right in front of you. Put your hips up. Put your hips up. And plank. Nice job. Side plank on the left-hand side. Left hand to the center of the mat. And right hand to the ceiling. Lift the right leg. And look up. You lift that leg up. One more. Lift the leg up. Is that new? Ooh. And plank. Bring your knees to a hover. And plank. Your shoulders are above your wrist. Bring your knees to a hover. Breathe. Observe. Breathe. And plank. Low plank. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Crescent lunge, right hand side. Bring your right foot to your right hand. Get on the ball of your left foot. Lift your hands to the ceiling. Drop down to the hips. Now, have you had the experience of seeing a person that you've seen all your life for the first time? I had that today. Like, I've worked with this girl for 20 years. And I asked her to evaluate me. And I sat there in silence while I asked her questions. Same questions. I looked at her. Drishti, pick a spot that doesn't move. I looked at her in her eyes. I breathed. She took long breath in and out and created space for her to tell me what she needed to tell me. I can't believe it took 20 years for me to have a conversation with that person. And revolving crescent lunge, bring your left elbow to your right knee and look up. Can you bring your practice outside the mat today? By being with someone or something, looking at it, drishti, look up, drishti, look up, twist up, bring your shoulder blades together. Make sure that left knee is not dropping. Can you be here right now? And crescent lunge, hands to the ceiling. Micro back bend, can you look back a little? You see how he becomes unstable very fast just by just changing your drift just a little. And bring your hands to the mat, bring your left knee down, and then bring your hands to your right knee and push forward, push your hips forward. You can rest your left foot on the top of the feet. Look at something. Drishti. And then bring your hands back to the mat and then straighten out that right leg. Come to sit on your leg, or you can do half split. Bring your right foot front forward. Go into the full split. And observe that. Yeah, I couldn't believe it took me 20 years to have a real conversation. Not about golf or about weather or about things that matter, like how I showed up in your life. And then we laughed. It was good. How many times have you done this, but not experienced it? Can you stretch a little longer? Can you straighten up your back? Can you flip your toes towards your nose? Is that different? Or where does that go when you do that? Can you move your front foot back and forth, like from side to side? Yeah. Pointing your big toe down towards the front, right side, and bring it back up and pointing your big toe towards the left. Same thing, but different, isn't it? And then slowly come out of that into downward facing dog. Left foot, left hand, crescent lunge on the left hand side. Hands to the ceiling. Yeah, the story of wax on, wax off, for those of you who don't know, I experienced that this year. I was an apprentice for my guru, Baron Baptiste, and he had me folding towels, wiping down mats, until and I couldn't do it perfectly. People walk by and said, that's not perfect, that's not perfect, that's not perfect. And I felt so frustrated. Here I am, 61 years old, and I'm frustrated that I can't fold a towel properly, that I can't mark up a board properly. Yeah. And that's where life lives, in the acceptance of that. Hence this to your heart, and then twist to the left, right elbow, left knee, and look up. Yeah, we practice yoga every day to see the imperfections, to observe our body, to be an appreciation of the present. Bring your shoulder blades together, look up. Make sure that right knee is not falling down, activate the quad. What are you seeing here that's different? If you change your gaze, you'll become a little less stable. That's good. Look at something different. Rise up to crescent lunge. Deepest crescent lunge of the day. Hands to the ceiling. Micro back bend. Look up. Look back. Look up. Look back. And hands to the mat. Very good, guys. And drop your right knee. Bring your hands to your left knee. And then push your hips forward for a deep stretch here. Are you present here? Or are you telling yourself some stories? And then straighten that left leg. You can sit on your heels, or you can go for half split or full split. Yeah. And if you're going to full split, yeah, to practice that too, right? You bring your toes towards your nose and your left toes. Can you point the left toes? Can you point your big toe towards the right? And then to the left. And then to the right. And then to the left. You can just do that for a bit. And just observe that. Observe the imperfectness of your left foot and the beauty of the movement, how it moves. You're not even thinking about it. It's weird, right? Like your toes are moving. It's weird. And downward facing dog. Very good. Bring your right foot to your right hand. And take a step with your left foot. Rise up all the way up. Hands to the ceiling. And then fold forward. Hands up front and forward. And bring your nose to your right knee. Pyramid pose. You can reach for the mat if you can. I can't do it with my back straight, so I won't. Lift the toes. Bring your right hip back. Breathe. Left hand to the mat, right hand to the ceiling. Twist. Shoulder up, look up. Can you become stable here? Very good. Look up. Open that right shoulder. Miranda and everybody else. Open that right shoulder. And hands to the mat. Kick the left foot up for split, standing split. You can reach for the ankle. And bring your left foot to meet your right. Halfway lift. And all the way up to extended mountain. Bring your right foot halfway through the mat. Hands are in the air. And pyramid pose, fold forward. Bring your forehead to your knee. Release your toes. Left hip back. Lengthen your spine. Deep breath in. Lengthen your spine. Bring your left hip back. Release your right hand to the mat. Left hand to the sky for revolving triangle. Left hip back and look up. Can you become unstable here? Belly button into the spine. Shoulder blades together. Look up. Way up. Left hip back. And left hand to the mat. Right foot up for for a standing split. And bring your right foot to meet your left. Halfway lift. Forward fold and rising up all the way up to extended mountain. Eagle, right hand side. Right arm on your left. Lift your elbows. Sit in your chair. And bring your right over your left. Elbows are up. You're sitting in your chair. Elbows are up. Sit in your chair. Very good. You guys look amazing. And Jessica and everybody else, sit lower in your chair. Very good. Elbows are up. Take a spot that doesn't move. Drishti, look at that spot and see something different. Breathe. Exhale, sit in a chair. Breathe. Sit in the chair. And release. Eagle, left hand side. Hands to the ceiling. Left under right. And sit in your chair. Left leg over right leg. Elbows up. Shoulder blades together. Sit in your chair. Look at something. Drishti. Observe something different. Something you've never seen. Create a new memory. Be less boring. Sit in your chair. And release. Hands to the ceiling. And eagle, right hand side, yogi go. You guys know this. Create the experience right now that you want out of life. And sit in your chair. And sit in your chair, lift elbows up. Shoulder blades together, belly button in, sit in your chair. Breathe in and sit in your chair. Breathe in and sit in the chair and release. Eagle, left hand side, yogi go. Lift your elbows. Bring your chin toward the back of your neck. Look forward. Drishti. And sit in your chair. Breathe in and sit in your chair. And breathe in and sit in your chair. What is the experience you want to create here? Sit in the chair and release. Hands to the ceiling. Micro back bend, look back. Eyeballs to the crown of your head, look back. And hands to your heart. And then to your hips. Standing leg raised. Bring your right knee up. And you can reach for the inside of the knee, or you can reach for the inside of your toe and bring it to the left, to the right hand side. Left hand out and look at your left hand. Pick a spot that doesn't move. Bring your shoulder into their sockets. Open your chest. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and bring your knee back. Bring your knee into your chest. Use your arms to do that. Bring it into the chest. Breathe in and out. Release the toes on the mat. Flex the toes on your right foot towards your nose and release. Standing leg raised, left hand side, hands to the hip. Bring your left knee up. Reach for the inside of the knee or your toe and bring it to the left. Bring your right hand up and look at your right hand. Shoulder together. Release the resistance. Pick a spot that doesn't move. Yeah, forget the judgment of how you look or don't, or how perfect you are or not. Those are just memories. It's judgment of the past. And right foot forward, bend your knee. Clasp your hands and bring your knee to your chest. And release. Inhale all the way up to extended mountain and fold forward. Halfway lift, forward fold, chaturanga. Plank. Stay in the plank. Hover your knees. Bring your shoulders over your wrist. Breathe. And after exhale, straighten your legs. Bring your knees to a hover. Breathe. And exhale. Straighten your legs. Bring your right knee to a hover. And then switch to the left. For 1, switch to the right, 2, 3, 4. Switch 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Plank. Low plank. All the way down. Good job. Do cobra. Bring your hands next to your hips. Palms facing down. Lift your arms, lift your chest, lift your legs. Breathe in. Try to just pivot on your belly button. Expand up. Shoulder blades together. And release. Upward facing dog. Stay in the upward facing dog. Activate your quads. And then come on your knees. We're going to do hero. Spread your knees mat width apart. Come to sit on your heels. Bring your hands behind your feet and then push your hips up. And this is hero pose. Activate your quad. Shoulder blades together, or you can come on your elbows or on your back. Or raise your hands over your head. Activate your quads in whatever position you're in here. Activate your quads. Activate your quads. And release that. Come to sit on your heels. Palms up for observation. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. And then come to lie on your back. We'll do bridge. So bend your knees so that you can touch your feet with your hands. And then push your hips up. And you can use your hands to prop your hips up. Go on the ball of your feet today. And then you lift, you can lift your left leg up. Push your hips up and lift your leg up. Try to bring your leg forward. Switch legs. And back down and release. You can repeat bridge. I'm going to guide you through wheel. Bring your hands on top of your ears, bent width apart. And there's 3 steps to going into wheel. Push your hips up. Go on the ball of your head and then straighten your arms. Yogi go, wheel. What do you see here? That wasn't there before. What's new for you? Open your hips. Activate your quads and release. Bridge your wheel, yogi go. My first wheel was in 2018. And release. I was scared, I remember. It was a scary thing. Yogi go, wheel number 3. Bridge your wheel. It's an opening sequence here. Lift your toes, spread them, and release. Yogi go, wheel number 4. Push up. And release. Very good. Bridge your wheel, yogi go. Shoulder blades together, lift your 10 toes. Release the resistance and release. Deep breath in, sigh it out. Breathe in and out. Last one, yogi go, bridge your wheel. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Good job. Supta Baddha Konasana, bring your feet together, let your knees drop to the side. You can bring your right hand to your belly, left hand to your heart. Just feel your heart. Feel that. Don't think about it. Just feel it for the first time. Amazing, right? Like you're a breathing, living human being. Here to create magic. Here to create something new. Happy baby. Bring your knees to your chest and reach for the outside of your feet. Pull your knees towards your ribs. And then bring the lower back to the floor. Go from side to side. And release your knees. Give yourself a hug. And then bring your knees to your left and come flat on your mat. If you're not facing me, you can. And we'll go into plank from here. So plank, lift your right leg to the sky. And breathe. Make sure your shoulders are above your wrists. And switch leg, left leg to the sky. And breathe. And switch legs, right leg to the sky. And breathe. And switch legs. Left leg down, dolphin plank. Right elbow down and right and left elbow down. And go back up. plank, back down for dolphin plank, back up for plank, down for dolphin plank, back up for plank, back down for dolphin plank, back up for plank, back down for dolphin plank, back up for plank, back down for dolphin plank, back up and stay up. Breathe in, go down to low plank. Your elbows are against your ribs. Breathe in and all the way down. Good job. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Half pigeon on the right. Bring your right knee to your right wrist. Go on the ball of your left foot and go on your elbows. So yesterday, I was being coached. I think I talked to you about this yesterday, I'm not sure. About how I was going into a meeting for the last couple of weeks with a coworker of mine, and I was having these judgment. I saw him with my memories of him, how he reacted, how he's going to react, where he was stuck. And I said this to my coach. I said, I don't know how to do this meeting anymore because it seems like the energy is being like sucked out of this meeting. And it's like, I'm tired of it. I don't know what to do. And I said, I think I'm going to tell him the truth. And then go to downward facing dog. And then have pigeon on the left-hand side. Bring your left knee to your wrist and then go down to your elbows. And my coach says, do I detect a perception of judgment there? I said, no, you don't detect that perception. It's true. So I started to laugh. And she says, well, you're stuck in a memory of him. You're not giving him a chance to be himself. Consider that you're the reason why the energy's being sucked out of the meeting. Yeah, so I tried that. Did my practice with you guys, then did meditation, then went into a meeting. I have to say it was one of the most productive meetings I've had in a long time because I saw him for the first time. Yeah, this stuff works. Try it out and then come back up. Bring your feet towards the front of the mat, both feet towards the front, and stretch up and fold forward. Reaching for your base of the feet. Yeah, the practice here is to lose your mind. It's a hard practice so that you can be present and find your life. And come to lay on your back and bring your feet to the sky just for like a 1 minute inversion here. Go shoulder stand. You can use a block. And just breathe. And life is a practice for sure. And I love being around you guys and my communities because you catch me doing this stuff. Because we can't see ourselves doing it. That's why we need friends. And slowly come down. Bring your right knee to your chest. Give it a squeeze. And then take your left hand and bring your knee to the left for supine twist on the left, and bring your right arm out. This is the most important part of the practice. Of course, you can always be in rest, but it's in rest and meditation that we learn to be in the present moment, releasing our emotions. And then finally, we can do that. Bring your right knee back, release that leg, and bring your left knee to your chest, giving a squeeze. And then taking your right hand and bringing your left knee to your right, and looking at the left hand side for a supine twist on the right. Yeah, the objective in life is to be present in movement, not always to be present in meditation or on the mat. And it's a practice to get there. And the practice is to be in asana, in inquiry, meditation, separately. So eventually you can do all three. Be in observation, in movement, and in presence while you're living. And bring your left knee forward and come rest in Shavasana. If you can, stay here. Take a deep breath in and exhale out. You still have a few minutes before the hour, so at least 10 breaths here, about 26, which is about 5 minutes. Breathe in and out. This is the work right here. And release. Release what doesn't serve you anymore. Release what you know. Release the judgment and the memories. You are enough.